English hard. Words, thoughts, Jesus. Posting on socials is hard. Why is it hard every time? Shine, happy sun. Soft. It's gotta be soft, like Charmin. I love Charmin. We're Charmin household. Oh. Facebook hates me. How far art thou today, Jason? Welcome into the stream, bro. We're gonna start off with a joyous occasion. For being dumb. You said my comments are taking too long. The context is gone now. You said why it's so hard to post. Yeah, I know. I just turned it into talking about Charmin. Said you're good. How am I? I'm doing great, bro. Woke up from a nap. Like maybe what, like 15-20 minutes ago, and now we about to start the stream. I'm excited. About to play some Hades, talk about some Hades. Get deeper in some Hades. What's good, Matt? Welcome into the stream. How's it going? How's it going? How are you today, my friend? Boom, 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 boom. Yo, this soundtrack is hitting. Ooh, goodness, is hitting. It's hitting. He said, I'm gonna buy Hades when I get paid. This game is too good to not get. You are correct, my friend. Hades is so good. Literally, I got put on it late, but so good. Well, late compared to most. Most people were on it during early access. I wasn't on it during early access. I got put on it right before live launch. What is up, Cannon? T9, the big king. The king. So guys, we are going to get started in just 2 shaken minutes. Today is going to be about Hades though. Hades is the stream today. Not the complete entire stream, obviously we're always going to do more things during the stream than just one thing, okay? But we're definitely going to have some Hades on stream today. Hades, I've been like doing research all day today at work, and it's been just getting me more and more hype for Hades. Like every single week I just get more and more hype for Hades. So said you're one of the normies that got put on the Hades late last year. Yeah, man. It just literally, my girlfriend D has been talking about it for like quite some time, and then bam, she bought it. She played it a bunch on her laptop, asked me to play with her. I played with her and I was like, damn, this game is good. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it on my computer. I'm gonna get it on my Steam account so we can play it on stream, and here we are. And I mean, D play every now and again, and we play on a stream every now and again, and I just keep wanting to come back to it. And there are times where I'm like, yo, I gotta stop playing. But that man said, I put you on, man. It's so good. I'm glad I put you on, man. It is so good. It's worth it. It's worth it. Give it every dollar. Supergiant Games deserve it for Hades. They deserve it for Hades. I cannot. This game got recommended for Game of the Year so many different ways. It's so what's up. I'm surprised it did not win. Indie games are it, guys. It is. Indie games are the shit. The shit. Like literally through the craziness. Steam early access is the junk. Hades is definitely one of your faves of last year. Yeah, I feel you though. I know exactly what you mean, and I feel you, man. It's so good. So good. It looks so beautiful and everything. Like even during the early access, that's literally what I was saying as I was watching the game. One of the reasons why I didn't pick it up during early, because I saw it back when the early access first came out. Baru, one of my favorite streamers, was playing it back when it first came out. But the sword I did not. I'm telling you, I did not like the sword early from jump in Hades. I really just didn't dig it. But and not to say that the game looked bad, it looked amazing, everything looked beautiful. I wanted to play it, but I was like, man, I don't really feel that sword. And now that I play the game, I just don't feel like playing with that sword. I just don't like the sword. But that might change today. It depends on what we feel like doing. I'll talk more about details of what we plan on with the game of Hades. Give me 1 second. Let me check on one last thing. I'm gonna get some water. We're low on coffee, but it'll be alright. So I'm gonna get some water, and I'm gonna come right back. Yeah, won't be long. We made it, guys. Feel us, yells. All right, let's get ourselves on over. Start this thing up. Ooh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. What's up, guys? Welcome into the stream, my friends. So, today is a beautiful day, guys. Today, I have had an inspiration. All day it's been like tacking at me, right? So I want to learn Hades. And when I say learn Hades, I mean learn some Hades. So the game has like a way, like in general, when it comes to playing Hades, I've just played it. I haven't really done any like details on really understanding how things go down, what's good, what's like I understand like the Athena, I believe the Athena dash I really like a lot. But there's so many things in the game, like there are different builds, there are different routes that you, air quotes, should go to in order to better yourself. Things to essentially in a way of like how you guys see when I play Risk of Rain 2. I kind of know what I need to do. I know the direction to go. But in Hades, I'm always trying stuff out, as you guys see, because I play it and I try to keep myself from going too hard on it. But today we're going to unleash those chains. I've played it enough. I want to do it. I want to know it. I'm kind of fiending for it. So we're going to be doing that today. Who knows, we might turn into a Hades streamer from this, but what I can tell you is you guys are going to get a bunch of beautiful Hades content from this, also mixed in with a lot of the other things that are going to be going down. So be happy. It is Hades time. And so the plan of attack today is, it's just going to start off with Hades. We're going to be doing Hades research mainly. We're going to be playing some Hades as well, but mainly it's going to be a bunch of research. So I really wanted to hold off today, even though I was trying. I was like, it started like today. I was like, man, I want to do it. I want to research it right now, like at work and everything. But I had to hold off. I was like, you know what? This is something beautiful that I can show the stream. How I learn, how I like get into something. Say kind of fiending for it. Hey, play with us, please. Like, by all means, that's the thing that I think it would be really cool with these roguelike games and things like that, because all of them seem to be coming to Switch and things like that too. So it's easier for those people that don't even have PCs. Hop on these roguelike games with me. Run them with me at the same time. He said the mic sounded sexy and looking sexy, by the way. Thank you so much, bro. Like, this is you guys. You guys really did this. Like, I appreciate every single person that helped out. You guys are awesome. This is it. It's here. I'm about to soon probably upgrade sound even more. I've been thinking about it super hard. So we'll see. That's a talk in the future. He said, every time I watch myself die to this turn, bro. Oh, real quick, pause, guys. All right, guys. I don't know, guys. If you guys weren't here yesterday, cool. You guys are awesome still. I love you. But man, this one of the most funny events that I'd ever seen happened on stream yesterday. And man, I had to take myself outside of it. So let us really quick cut over to showing you guys this event that happened yesterday. Jason was here for it. Mac, you guys gotta check this out. This event, like, it literally murdered me off. This man Keenan is comedy gold in the finest. Like, so check this out. Check this out. Rather scared of that. That man Keenan actually has a switch. Come get hit by your turret. Why? It's gonna kill me. If it murdered you, it's gonna kill you. I mean, it's gonna kill me.
So,
That thing probably hurts.
Oh, bro. You already know you about to get robbed.
Oh yeah, grab one, bro. Get in there. That's what. Does it just look at me? Is it gonna? Oh, you just put bullets in there. I was like, what just happened? The thing that kills me so bad is it snapped, looked at him. It didn't even look. Yeah, get in. It snapped. It straight snapped, looked at him. Put bullets in there. I was like, what I didn't even. It's straight. It's immediately. Oh, that thing looked at him so quick. Oh, you just put bullets in there. I'm expecting it to. And then it boom, and he's just there. He couldn't even run. Oh, this is why you guys gotta come to the stream. See? Oh, goodness gracious. I can't make this junk up. Oh, I can't make this junk up. Y'all not ready for this Minecraft server. Oh, y'all not ready for this RP. Guys, oh, y'all are not ready. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, that shit actually murdered me. Oh, dude. I was not ready. I was like, what just happened? All right. Yeah, I hate these guys. Oh goodness, what's good, bro? Welcome into this trap. Hey, Shanice. Hey. Oh, sometimes we gotta be our own test subjects. Yes, you ain't never lied. That's happened to me as well. Like, I haven't killed myself from something, but I've hurt myself sometimes trying stuff inside of that game. Oh man, I gotta get on Keenan's level. He's definitely a grand master right now. I'm literally just a lowly squire. I'm trying out here. Man, Keenan is a master of the craft of trying stuff. Oh, I gotta get on that level. That's comedy gold, guys. I literally can't. Like, I was like, what just happened? Oh, I was so ready to be shot. He's like, you know, trying to end it all. Oh Lord. All right. So guys, we're gonna escape from hell, guys. We're gonna get good at escaping from hell. That's what we're gonna do, though. So I was like, this would be a beautiful thing for me to do on stream, so you guys can learn along with me. So essentially what we need to do, guys, is we need to learn the best builds of Hades. Not even just one build, like, because one, it's a roguelike, it's random. You're gonna have to take the punches. You're gonna have to roll with what's given to you. But the thing is that there are things that I learned recently, like when I first started getting interested, starting to kind of drive the influence of doing it, is the duo boons. I don't know if you guys know about the duo boons. Spoiler alert for Hades, by the way. Like, I'm not about to spoil the end of the game or tell you what happens when you beat the game and it's actually escape Hades or nothing like that. Obviously it's gonna happen on stream because I'm like pretty serious about this. But I'm about to pull up Hades wiki and I'm about to talk about stuff that you will see that you pretty much have to unlock in order to see. So be ready for this. Sorry if you don't want to be spoiled, but this is the purpose of getting better at Hades. We just got to be ready and stuff like that. So that disclaimer out of the way. Yeah, so we're about to learn the builds and the pathways and stuff that we talk about. So one of the things we talk about, boons. So I'm gonna talk a lot about the boon. So one thing I know, let me get back over to the scene. This boon is amazing. The Divine Dash boon is absolutely amazing. Apparently speedrunners picked this a lot. This is probably like one of the most popular boons to be picked in the game. It's so popularly picked, in fact, that the devs were talking about that they were thinking about nerfing it, but they can't come to any terms of what would be nerfing it, and they think it's just good as in it is. And they think people would just pick other stuff like the other ones if they even if they nerf this one, so it's okay. So they're just leaving it alone. Oh yeah. Let me turn that on. Actually, I forgot. I was doing something, trying to essentially move the server to Deanna's computer, so we can have it hosted from her laptop. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's not happening today. So. For some reason it's being silly and won't let me transfer it, so I think I'll just have to do it another way. But yes, it's going up right now. So if you load up FTV, by the time you load up FTV, it should be live. And I will also be getting on the Minecraft server a bit later today. But guys, hop on Minecraft server. and chill. I'll be on there later today for real, for real. Yesterday we didn't play much, but we're gonna probably do this for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then we're gonna play Hades for like maybe 2 to 3 runs, because as I tell you guys, it takes like 20 to 30 minutes for a run of Hades. So we're gonna play like 2 to 3 runs of Hades, and then we're probably either going to be playing something with Devontae by that time, or we're gonna be hopping on Minecraft, because I really want to get Devontae involved in Minecraft. Yeah, so learning Hades. Yeah, so Divine Dash. The Divine Dash is really, really good. They say that the Athena skills are in general pretty good. Like in general, reflect, like it's almost like a run ender if you don't have reflect sometimes. Like Witch's Circle will slow you down immediately if you don't have a reflect of some sort or massive damage. And Witch's Circle is one of the, I don't know how far you guys have gotten in Hades, but essentially there's a mini boss inside of the lava area that the mini boss is a bunch of these little what I should be able to find it here on the wiki, right? I'd assume. The enemies. Where are the enemies? Where are the enemies? The game. Wiki. Do your job. Share. No. View source. View history. No. What? Release date. Enemies. Help. Search. Enemies. None of these are what I'm looking for. That is not enemies. Jonathan. Can we not find? Can we? My brain is hurting. Maybe there's a. Oh, here's some foes. Okay, cool. I can perilous foes. This thing, the Witch's Circle is a very pumped up, hyped up, ridiculous version of this. And it's literally like a billion of them. And they shoot out like a array of this stupid stuff, like all over the place. The server's live now, guys. But yeah. So essentially, it's a mini boss that pertains of like a bunch of these that have a shield or armor, and they have unreflectable. And yes, Jason, I was playing on a Heat 16 yesterday. But it's just because they like I like playing on the higher heat, and it just feels like normal to me. Funny enough, when I turned it off, it actually felt easier, way easier. So I'm definitely turning that back on too when you play. But the reason why I was bringing up the boons and spoiling the game is because these duo boons are really, really important. And duo boons, they pretty much are what you build towards. And I didn't, like, literally, I didn't know. And you have to pretty much do something special to kind of unlock it. So essentially you want 2 of boons, and then you have a chance to get the duo boon. So essentially your cast gains, like for instance, one of the best ones, Merciful End. This is one of the best duo boons in the game. Your attack can deflect immediately, or your attacks that can deflect immediately activate doom effects. So doom is from Ares, and Ares, what it does is you'll put a status on an enemy and a sword will pop above the enemy's head, and then after I think it's either a second or a second and a half, it'll fall and deal a flat damage amount. So like 100, and that's a lot in Hades, by the way. And it'll deal 100 damage as a flat amount, and it usually starts that high too, by the way. But this one, so if you have the dash, right? Let's say I have deflect on my dash, because you can have no, you can't have, you have to have divine strike. What is divine strike? So you have to have this, or you have to have divine flourish, which I would assume is the other skill. Yep. So you have to have it on your basic attack or on your main attack. And then from there, you have to have Ares, Curse of Agony or Curse of Pain, which I would assume would be Curse of Agony or Curse of Pain. Yeah, so you have to have you pretty much on them on either main attack and secondary attack. I personally would like Hades on main attack, and then if I had get out of here. If I had Athena, I'd like it on secondary attack, but I would still choose the Divine Dash as well, because I just like Divine Dash. But essentially, you hit with her ability, so you can even do it with the Divine Dash still, but people just have it in order to activate the boon or activate the chance of getting the boon. So you have it on one or the other. And essentially, if you hit them with the deflect skill, the enemy with deflect skill, while they have Doom over their head, it'll immediately activate the Doom, which is insane. It makes Doom damage so crazy. I mean, so crazy. Instantly activating Doom, you're like, so they'll go, inflict Doom, dash into enemy, inflict Doom, dash into enemy. And imagine how fast that is. It's ridiculously fast. Y'all see how I dash around with the shield? I'm just like, gow, gow, gow. So, yeah. Absolutely amazing. So then of course there are plenty of other ones, but we're going to be looking into today because obviously these being in the game, a lot of these are good, right? But that doesn't mean every single one of these are good. But we're going to be looking into what we should be building depending upon what we get, right? So like I already know, because of the little bit of research I've done, that if I have the ability to get Athena and Ares, I could go for a Merciless end build. So stuff like that. That's the big thing that we're about to be learning, and I think it would be exciting to learn on stream. And also, again, like I was saying with these, these roguelike games like this, you guys can join in, play, and have fun with me as well. Oh, we could just pull up duo boons. Period. So yeah, duo boons. Heart Ren. This is another. Wait, what's that other one? Here it is, Hunting Blades. They actually nerfed this one because it was too broken. Your cast creates a faster blade rift that seeks the nearest foe. So you have to have Slicing Shot from Ares, and you have to have Artemis Deadly Strike, Deadly Flourish, Hunter Dash, or Artemis's Aid. Cannot be combined with Freezing Vortex though. But this is an Ares Artemis one. So stuff like this is the stuff that I really care about. There's another one too, like this one, Vengeful Mood. It says your revenge effects sometimes occur without taking damage. And its auto revenge rate is every 3 seconds. So this is also really, really good, you know. Oh, that's really, really, I heard this one was awesome. People would just walk into a room and just stand there and literally people just die. So stuff like that is lit. All right, guys, let's get to YouTube. So this is where I start most of my research when it comes to stuff nowadays, is I start on YouTube. Hey, yo, guys, by the way, really quick, there's this dude that streams, and he says, let's get better at Hades right now. It's the name of his stream. That's an awesome guy. Come to this, subscribe to this dude, click the like, hit the thumbs up for the boy, show his page some love. I'm just giving him a shout out real quick. He's a pretty cool dude. I've watched him a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Just a little modest a few times. I try to slide through a stream every time that I can when I'm not streaming, but check him out. So this guy, that name is Halian. He is a streamer on Twitch. This guy I've been seeing, I think he's pretty popular on Twitchers, but the reason why I bring him up is because he posts a lot of builds for Hades, actually. And whenever I watch him, like I've been watching some of his videos today, he's very informative about the builds and things like that. But there's also another guy that I think is going to do us better right now. He's a world record. Like yesterday, we were talking about people that run speedrunners. He's one of the speedrunners as well. So I don't think we're going to start with him though. I think he's one of those guys that post about it, and oh, he has a boon guide.
Hey guys, this is Halion. We're back again with part 4 of our weapon guide series, and this one's going to be all about the bow. So at first here we're going to talk all about the 4 different aspects with the bow and how to play with each style that we have there. Then we're going to go through individually.
He made it easy for us, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
About what I think works best with each hammer and aspect combination. And then at the end, we're going to go over some boon combinations that might work well with each of those as well. Just keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and of course, you can get almost anything to work in this game. I promise you, there's no best thing, there's no worst thing. I always encourage you to try out everything. Even if I
no best, no worst. This guy. But yeah, still, everything's really, really valuable in this game.
Don't necessarily like it, and feel free to let me know in the comments how you feel about it yourself. I don't know if you know this, but I also stream on twitch.tv/Halion, and you're missing out on some...
There's a stream, guys. Twitch.tv/Halion. Yeah, you're missing out.
Amazing quality content right now, even. Chat's telling me it's not an item, but I disagree. Inspirational stuff right there. Alright guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more content from me. Let's do it.
You sounded really excited about that, guys.
Alright guys, before we get
he's
started,
a really cool dude, though. I think he's been getting more excited.
Here. So you have
I think he's just trying really hard.
Right here
but
that
anyway.
charges up, and when the line flashes white like that, that's...
Hey.
So this means your attack, not your special, just has a passive 10%.
Sorry guys, I really
you can use it
I know how to play
ways.
Hades at the basic.
From a distance
So
into swarms of enemies with maybe a curse effect like Ares' Doom, or you can use it to kind of shotgun one large enemy and deal a lot of damage that way too. All right, guys,
I use it like that from time to time.
First, we have aspect of Zagreus. Like with all the other aspects of Zagreus,
I've used the bow a couple times on stream,
it's not a
but
super exciting aspect, but it does actually do quite a bit, I think, here. So your critical attack chance is increased by 10% when you have aspect of
that's
Zagreus
pretty good.
with the bow. So this means your attack, not your special, just has a passive 10% critical hit chance
only your
here.
attack.
So that means that our power shots and regular attacks here are going to have a 10% crit.
Dang, I thought it was just general to Zagreus.
Later. There's not really a whole lot else to say about Zagreus. You really just want to continuously do these dash power shots as much as possible and go around the room like that. You're probably not going to want to utilize your special too much here unless you get a nice curse effect on it, which we'll go over in a few minutes too. Next up, we have aspect of Chiron. Your special automatically seeks the foe last struck by your attack. Your max shots per special goes down to 8. So this has been recently changed by Supergiant, the developer of Hades.
Oh, nice.
So the bow's
changes, boys.
Got reduced, but Chiron's shots got increased by 1 a little bit. If you're a Switch user, you may not see this change yet, but just be on the lookout for it. So aspect of Chiron actually got a little bit of a decrease in damage, but it's not that important. It's still a very, very powerful aspect, I think, here. This is what it looks like. You get a little bullseye on the target after you inflict an attack on them, and it lasts a few seconds there. And now any special we use is going to seek out that target. That's really powerful. So this is a very powerful move here, and it's very safe because you can actually get very far away from the enemies and still have those special arrows hit. You can have a lot of distance with your enemies. The only downside here that you might see is that this special animation from the bow actually takes a long time to come out. It kind of locks you in place for a full 1.5 seconds there, basically. And that can actually leave you very, very vulnerable to enemy attacks. So you definitely want to keep your distance.
I hate using the bow inside of Elysium.
You definitely deal a lot of damage. There are some really nice hammers that we're going to go over that can help with this too and maximize that damage. Next up, we have aspect of Hera. Your cast loads your bloodstones into your next attack.
I want to really make a cast build,
also,
guys.
That bloodstone drop time is now reduced to 5 seconds. So this is a very powerful aspect too. So I just have to kind of demonstrate it here. You can take all 3 of your casts. You'll see they just kind of disappear for a second there, and then when you fire them, all 3 of them are going to actually hit the next foe you hit with your attack. And if they do get lodged into an enemy, they only stay there for 5 seconds. And that's actually really important because with Aspect of Hera, you really want to focus on a cast build and having your bloodstone stuck in an enemy for 10-15 seconds would actually be a huge downside. So just having that decreased
We're
drop
gonna
time
reset our
with this
mirror
actually
when
makes
we
it
turn
really
on
good.
too, because I
You can
think I
utilize
want
really
to do
any
some
cast
cool
with this
things.
aspect and do pretty well, but I'll go over some of the best ones that I think we have later. You can either load all three, you can load 1 or 2, whatever amount you want, but you definitely want to focus on your cast damage with this aspect. Alright, last up we have Aspect of Rama. You have Celestial Sharanga, which can cause shared suffering. Your shared suffering damages 60% of your attack. So Rama plays very differently, just like all of the final aspects for each weapon. So when you have Rama on, if you use this special, it's going to look very different. You get, I think, 3 or 4 shots that kind of bounce around and can hit multiple enemies, and it also causes this debuff to appear on those enemies. That debuff means they take additional damage from the attack.
What
so you'll
the
see
hell is
damage
that?
numbers here when I attack now, because they get an additional 60% of the original
Yeah, those
attack
final
damage.
weapons are OD.
And that'll go for any enemy that has this debuff on them, so you can have multiple enemies being inflicted by your attack, even though you're only hitting actually one enemy with it. This is a very, very powerful aspect. It's seen quite a few buffs recently with version 1.0 launching here. So you have a really chunky attack. It takes quite a bit longer to charge up, which means power shots, they are quite a bit more difficult to pull off, but you can still definitely do it, and I recommend
probably
going to
be playing
here, but it
with
definitely
the
takes
gun,
a little bit more work to get the timing
to
down,
be
even
honest.
more so than Aspect of Zagreus. The other thing to note about Rama's special here, you can actually rapid fire it and just coat a bunch of enemies with curses if you get the right boons on your special, which we'll go over in a minute. But this is actually a viable way to win, although the damage can often drop off later on. Alright guys, so now I have the wiki pulled up on the right here with each hammer for the bow. We're going to go through them one at a time, and we're just going to discuss what I think of them, which ones I think might be the most powerful,
yeah,
I think are a little bit underwhelming.
That's what I need to know.
First up, we have Twin Shot. Your attack fires 2 shots side by side, but has reduced range. So this, I think, is actually an incredibly powerful hammer
I like Twin Shot.
Number 1, and I think it might be number 1 here. It's not necessarily something you're going to look for with Aspect of Chiron or Hera, obviously, because those are focused on their special and cast builds more so. But it's incredibly powerful with Aspect of Zagreus, incredibly powerful with Aspect of Rama here. And I mean, when you think about it, it literally doubles your attack damage. Yes, it has reduced range, but a lot of times that doesn't matter that much. So you definitely want to focus with attack here. And like I said, anything that doubles your hits is going to be really, really powerful in terms of hammer. This to me is going to be an S tier hammer. I'm going to take it pretty much every time with Aspect of Zagreus or Rama here. It's just an amazing hammer to get. I recommend it, definitely. Next, we have Sniper Shot. Your attack deals plus 200% damage to distant foes. So when you use Sniper Shot, you have to be far away. In that power shot timing line, it'll kind of indicate to you at what range you need to be in order to actually get that bonus damage.
I think we saw it on one stream when I was playing.
That's a little underwhelming. It can kind of be difficult to actually utilize that additional damage. A lot of times enemies are going to be coming towards you, and you can't really get that bonus damage easily because they're going to be constantly moving towards you. And you can't really get them at the range that you want. I don't necessarily think it's
I like the explosive shot, but I never get it.
In comparison to a lot of other hammers,
I got it once.
With the bow here, it's not that great. I'd put this probably near the bottom in terms of hammer rankings on the bow here. Next, we got Explosive Shot. Your attack deals plus 300% base damage in an area, but charges slower. It charges about half as fast as before, so getting power shots off with Explosive Shot is very, very difficult. It's hard to find that time investment to actually make that happen. So you're not really going to get that full 300% a lot of times, but I do think Explosive Shot has a little bit of usability here because you don't have, this is a way that if you're not very familiar or you don't have that muscle memory yet to get a lot of power shots off, Explosive Shot can kind of let you cheat out some of that damage without depending on those power shots. So you can just kind of get these quick hits off with Explosive Shot and still. I think
Explosive Shot is so good. I'm just like boom, boom, boom.
The explosion does have a little bit of AoE range.
Yeah, that AoE.
That you can hit multiple enemies with it in an area.
And it
However,
hurts.
you do not have that piercing effect anymore that you used to have with the bow, which means that it's going to explode on the first enemy that it hits, and it will not go through those enemies. I think it's an okay hammer. Sometimes it kind of depends. It pairs pretty well with a couple other hammers that you're going to see here. Twin shot's pretty nice with it, and when you see it, triple shot's actually kind of okay
triple shot,
here.
explosive shot.
Next up, we have Flurry Shot.
Like,
hold down
so
attack
bad.
to shoot rapidly.
I just want to
You cannot
experience
power
it.
shot. So what that means is you no longer charge your attack with the bow here if you take
I
Flurry
think
Shot.
Flurry
Instead,
shot.
you
I
just
don't
shoot
like
it out
the
very
sound of it. I never picked
I
it.
actually think this is a really nice hammer and can
Really?
pair with a lot of things really well. So just to be clear, you cannot
That's
get
fair,
it with aspect
okay.
of Rama. I think it works really well with all three of the other aspects, though, honestly. It's a little strange with Hera just because if you take it, that means you cannot control where those casts are going to land necessarily, and they're always going to hit at the end of your shot. So Flurry Shot can be paired with things like Twin Shot. That makes it really good. You cannot get it
That
with
makes
Explosive
sense
Shot.
with Twin Shot.
Triple Shot's fine with it. I believe you can get it with Chain Shot here. Yep, so Chain Shot's actually pretty good with it that you'll see in a minute here. There's a lot of good combinations here. And again, this is a nice one if you're still fairly new to the bow and you're not used to that power shot timing. I think it's actually fine. Now, not being able
That's
to
fair.
power shot means that you're going to deal a little bit less damage per
Yeah,
attack
that's the
hit,
thing. I love
but the
power shot
rapidness
too
of it
much,
can
I guess,
possibly
right?
make up for it. I think it's a really nice hammer. I put it near the top, probably A tier. Next up, you have Piercing Volley. Your special pierces foes and deals additional damage to their armor. I don't think that 400% is actually true that you see on the wiki here. I think that has actually changed, but I'm not positive. Piercing Volley is one that doesn't really fit into a lot of spaces here currently. So you can get it with the aspect of Chiron, but it doesn't really work well. It doesn't mean that your shots are going to pierce your enemy that you have homed in on and then hit them again, and it's not really going to hit the next enemy either. It just kind of doesn't do anything. I guess you could say at least you get that bonus armor damage there, so it's kind of okay. But there's just so many better hammers that there's usually not much of a
I
point
don't
taking
really
Piercing
like
Volley
Piercing
here.
Volley.
I'd leave this pretty near the bottom here, I'd say, in terms of tiers. I guess you could utilize it with aspect of Zag or Hera potentially, with some nice curses if you have it on the special there. You actually cannot see this with Rama, so it kind of doesn't matter there, but I don't think you'd necessarily want to see it with Rama anyway, because the bounce effect with Rama's special is actually really nice to make sure you hit additional enemies with it. So, not a great hammer, I'd say.
Just in general, don't like the
Next up, we have Perfect
concentrating
Shot.
in the
Your power
special
shot
of the
is
bow.
easier to execute and deals plus 150% damage.
Might play with shield
This
today.
one is actually one I've been warming up to more recently. This actually can work really well with Rama.
Guys, I'm gonna look for a shield
because
video.
it makes those power
Let's
shots
look for a
easier
shield
for
video.
you, which are kind of difficult already. And that extra
I'm gonna
damage can
look
actually
for
be
a
really,
shield
really nice.
video.
I think this works
Vidya.
really well with aspect of Zag
Let's
and
find
Rama
a
mostly.
shield.
I do want to play with it a little bit more, but I think it's a
with
fine hammer to
shield.
take most of the time. It's good probably to practice your
Bow.
power shots with Rama with. It might kind of mess up your timing when you don't get it though. Is the only
Oh,
issue I
does he
can
have it
see
in a
with
playlist?
But
Does
I
he
think
have
it's
this in
still a
playlist?
really nice
Tell me he
damage
has this in
increase for both of
playlist,
those.
guys.
Next up, we have Relentless Volley. Your special shoots +4 shots.
He doesn't.
So this is obviously going to be best with aspect of
does it?
Chiron. It does work with Rama, but I'm not so sure it's going to be that important
Sword,
at any
spear.
point with that. But it's really just so good with Chiron here. There's
Bow.
a few other hammers that you really want to see with Chiron, and this is going to be one of the two, basically.
All right, he doesn't have a shield guide. So let's wait. It says for fist. For fist, hold on. We're gonna look at it together. Oh, shield.
Hey everyone, this is Halion. We're
Nice.
finally back again to go through the shields this time. This is our third part of the weapon series where I'm going to go through all the weapons. We're going to cover all 4 aspects for each weapon.
Nice,
We're gonna cover all
nice,
the different hammer upgrades that are available.
nice.
Go
Let's give him the
which ones
sub
I
too.
think work the best
He's
with
helped
which
us so much.
aspects, and then we'll
He's
also
helped us a
just throw
lot
some
today,
runes
boys.
on
Give
there
him
just to
that
kinda say what I
subby
think might
wub.
work
You know
the
what I'm
best
saying?
to those as well.
Okay, okay.
Of course, this is just my opinion. You know, anyone can.
I don't need
really
your
do a quick
disclaimer,
compare-
bro. I know it's
Oh,
your
and
opinion, bro, and I
this really
respect
helps
it. All
me
right.
out, okay. All right, let's do it.
Subscribe. I think I already follow him. I'm pretty positive I already follow him. I don't want to be
All right,
exposed.
guys. So first off, we got the aspect.
I don't
of
wanna be
Zagreus
exposed.
Here, the form in which the Shield of Chaos first revealed itself. Attack and dash strike damage +15.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
yeah. I
to
don't
clarify, that's not
actually.
plus
Yeah, we're pressing
15%,
that button
that's
though.
+15
See, I
base
told you guys. I
damage,
told you guys I
it's
follow
actually
him. I
quite a
told
lot.
you I follow
When you
him.
think about it, you can
guys
actually
didn't
do a
believe.
quick comparison here. Just gonna
Didn't
do another
believe.
aspect. Just
Jesus.
do
I
a
told
front
you guys I
attack deals
follow him.
25 damage you can see there. You put
get
it
out of
back on Aspect of Zagreus, deals 40. So plus 15 is pretty nice, actually. It's a really big percentage increase over the normal amount here.
Okay.
It can make it so we can actually utilize some hammers and just the overall attack from the shield, which we weren't able to in prior versions of the game. So it's pretty nice, but like with most of the aspects of Zagreus here, it's kind of fits a very narrow space where you really only want to utilize your attack and dash strikes to take best advantage of the aspect. And yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 hammers that really work very well with it, unfortunately. Nevertheless, it still works pretty well. You'd probably just want to throw on some Artemis, Athena, Aphrodite boons on your attack.
Yeah, dude, I had
and,
Artemis, or excuse me, Aphrodite.
Yeah, it works pretty well. It's not bad at all, I'd say.
Jesus Christ, can I speak English? I had Athena
all right, next we got
on the
Aspect of
shield, and I
Chaos,
was
bet you guys have
swacking
heard a
stuff
lot
back
about
at
this.
people.
You've probably seen a lot of videos about this. And just to
I haven't.
clarify, this aspect used to be significantly different. It just worked completely differently in some ways in prior versions of the game before version 1.0. So now, after you bull rush, your next special throws multiple shields, and at max, those bonus shields are equal to 5. So you basically do a bull rush, and you throw 5 shields out in front of you. One of those shields is your main shield that you still have to wait to get back to you before you can charge another bull rush. That's sort of how the shield special works in general.
Okay.
Anyway, you have to have that shield get back into your hands before you can even use an attack or another special.
Yeah,
again.
I like
So it does
some
leave you a
special
little
builds, and then I like
vulnerable
bull
sometimes.
rush builds
Even
too.
though I'm tapping the
Like,
attack
shield is
button there,
fun.
don't
I
actually
really
get to
like
swing
shield
an
too.
attack yet until it gets back into my hands there. So Aspect of Chaos can actually be very, very powerful, I think. And like with pretty much any shield aspect here, just being able to block at all in this game is actually really amazing. So the shield blocks at a 180-degree angle here. As
Yeah, the shield blocking is just so good.
And then you got this bull rush move that gives you a little bit more maneuverability. It's just really powerful just to be able to block. You can block bosses. You can really block pretty much anything. It's super useful in these boss fights, especially against Hades there. So anyway, back to Aspect of Chaos specifically.
If only I could get past
so
Elysium.
It's just a
with the
nice
shield.
overall aspect, I think. You can kind of bull rush into an enemy and unleash all 5
I just
shields
run out of
directly in front of their
damage,
faces.
I think, and that's
It actually
because I
works
don't
really
understand
well,
the
I think.
boons well
And not
enough.
only that, but
And so I think
even if you don't
watching
want a
this will
shotgun
give
in
us
front
an
of
idea of the
one
boons. And
big
after we
enemy,
watch
you
this,
can
we'll
still
start the
bull
runs
rush
of
away
Hades, by the way,
and
guys.
maybe coat
So.
swarms of enemies with whatever you have on your special. I'm thinking Dionysus, Ares, Zeus. All 3 of those gods work really, really well when you put them on the special here for Chaos. So I think it's a really strong aspect. It helps clear rooms very quickly, I think.
Okay.
It can still deal decent damage to bosses. Next up, we have Aspect of Zeus here. Your special becomes Blitz Disc. Blitz Disc base damage per hit is 30. This is kind of a funny aspect just because
I saw
I've teased
this
a lot. But I think it's actually really powerful. It is actually a strong aspect, I think, overall throughout the game here. So here's what you need to know about it. So you
That's
throw your
so
shield out
awesome.
there, it kind of goes off and it slows down the further out it gets, and eventually just comes to a standstill and just kind of stays there for a pretty long period of time. It will eventually come back to you. If you throw it up against a wall, it will just bounce back to you a lot of times. Sometimes it just bounces and goes in another direction, though, as you can see there. It's a little unpredictable as to what exactly happens with that. So it definitely is what I would describe as a more advanced aspect. Because using it well just requires a lot of practice with it, I think. So you can do all your normal moves while that special shield is out in the air. And that's the best part about it, I think.
Yeah.
So you can simply
That
have it
is
out here,
lit.
hopefully dealing some damage to your enemies while
That
you're
is
kind of utilizing your
lit.
attack,
That's what we're
block,
trying to
and all
get,
those other
boys.
things, and just being able to stay safe while this hopefully deals
That
some
is
damage.
lit.
Now, it's just kind of unwieldy because you can't control where this special shield goes very well, obviously. You can throw it out and get it right back if you want.
Okay.
But I'm not really certain.
So
what even
I'm
is
excited to
best
know the
way
boons
to do
now.
this
I
on.
just want to
It does
buy
deal a
this
decent
and
amount
just
of
play
damage. It
this.
has a pretty big range. So I think it's not bad. Definitely not. It definitely takes a lot of practice, and it could be that there's just more potential that we haven't seen with it yet. Lastly, we have Aspect of Beowulf here. You have Nagling
So
Sword
these
that
last
can
ones,
take
guys,
10% more damage.
It takes a
Dragon
lot to get
Rush
these.
Bonus damage plus and area effect is plus 100%. So that basically means our Bull Rush move, now called Dragon Rush, deals more damage and has a bigger area of effect.
What the
But the
hell? I
big
want
point
this.
here with Aspect of Beowulf is you can actually load your casts into your shield for the end of your bull rush, very similar to a Hera aspect on the bow. So what that means is you take 1, 2, or 3 casts there like we just did. You charge up a bull rush, you go to the end, and all 3 explode at the end in a very large AoE when you look at it. So just look at the
Dude, I
spread there
want
when
this.
you land all those casts. It's pretty good. And that's just
Was
with regular
good,
casts. And
Jeff.
this works with
Welcome
pretty
into
much
the
all casts. There's a
stream.
couple of outliers here. Slicing
Yeah,
shot from
I'm pretty
Ares
sure he
is
has
still
one
a
for
vortex.
guns. Let's see,
I would
let's see.
call it very weak. I would avoid it when you're
Hammer
using
for
Beowulf.
fist, hammer for bow.
Trippy shot
Rail,
still
yeah,
works
yeah. The
like
gun is called the
normal,
rail.
like
Yeah, yeah. He has
if you
one for the
didn't-
rail.
You weren't using Beowulf, but that's
We'll
still
watch that
pretty
next. We'll
strong.
watch that next. We'll
And
watch that next.
otherwise, Zeus, it's a little
But yeah,
different.
check
It
this
has
dude
bolts
out.
of
His
lightning
name is
coming down
Halion. It's
instead
down
of
there
a
at the
big
bottom of the screen,
explosion.
right there by
Also avoid
the
that one
mic.
as well, slicing shot, but
Check it
everything
out. Check it
else
out.
works
Check
really
him
well.
out. Check him out. He's good. He's good.
I can't really even name one specific cast because they're all very, very similar after those.
I'll
two
even
I
post a
mentioned,
link to
and they're all pretty much worthwhile
rail
using,
one.
I think, with it. So you can get some really nice damage. You can get some really chunky damage. So you'd really want to focus mostly on your cast
bam,
damage. I
bam,
think,
bam.
with
That's it. That's
Beowulf.
it. That's it. That's
There
it.
are some instances where throwing out the special here.
We're gonna watch the rail one after this
amount
one.
of damage here can actually work really well, but
Yo, that Beowulf shield
I'd
seems
say for the
a
most part, I wouldn't
dope.
go too heavy into that. All right, guys, before we get started on the hammers, if you're just wondering where should I put my Titan's Blood first into the shield aspects, I guess my opinion is going to be you should still put it into Aspect of Chaos. I've been saying this for a very long time now. I think it still is the most versatile.
I do have
shield
Aspect of Chaos.
There's definitely a lot of arguments here, but I also know it doesn't cost a lot of blood to put it into it compared to Zeus and Beowulf. I do think Aspect of Zarius obviously is cheap, just like the rest of them, and that's nice to have, but unfortunately it fits just too narrow of a space to be able to want to play it a lot, I think.
To unlock the
Aspect
rest of
Chaos
these is just...
much more
Well, to get
interesting,
more
much more
Titan's Blood
versatile
is just
than that.
difficult for
After
me,
that, my
right?
next choice
Because
would
that's
probably
what
be
we're
Aspect
learning
of
for,
Beowulf,
right?
even though I know it's very expensive.
We're gonna
for
begin to
Titan's
get more
just
Titan's
because
Blood and
it's a
unlock all
really
these
fun
things.
aspect to
He
use.
spent all my
A bit more
damn Titan's
challenging,
Blood.
I'd say, and just gonna need to use it well, but it's definitely a lot of fun. All right, guys, so now we're
I
just
like
gonna
that
go
aspect of
over the
Zeus.
hammers. I have the wiki pulled up here for us to look at, and we're just gonna go through every single hammer upgrade for the shield one by one. I'm gonna point out where I think these hammer upgrades might work best.
So the hammer
which
upgrades,
aspects and things like
I'm
that,
weird about
what
them
I
on
think
this
of them
one.
overall, and then we'll
So
just
like
see how
Dread
that goes,
Flight,
okay? So
your
at number
special
one
can
here, we have
strike up
Dread
to
Flight.
4
Your
different
special can strike
foes
up to
before
4
returning.
additional
I don't really
foes
like this
before
one.
returning. Quick note is that it doesn't work with the Aspect of Zeus at all. You cannot even see it. It kind of doesn't really work with that Aspect of Chaos, even though you can get it. It just doesn't really make sense. So Dreadflight, I think overall is not a great hammer upgrade.
Yeah, I don't
It
really
makes
like it
your
too much.
Special with the shield just stay out longer, and it just makes things more dangerous because of that. It's kind of unpredictable when you're gonna
That
get
exactly.
shield back,
It's more
which is already a little
dangerous for me.
unpredictable,
So I
and now it's
really
even
don't like that.
Worse with Dreadflight, because now you don't know when you're gonna get it back. You don't know when you can throw it out again. You don't know.
But
when you
yes,
start
bro.
charging
But
Bull
I'm sorry,
Rush,
Jeff. I didn't tell you what we're doing. I just got so hype on you talking about the guy. Literally, we're just chilling. We're trying to learn about Hades today. So, like, one of the things that I've been wanting and thinking about how to bring to the stream is what I do when I learn games. And that's one of the concepts that I just want to be a thing. You guys sit down, chill with me. We learn this fucking game or whatever game that it is that we're playing at the time. So like right now, I want to learn some damn Hades, man. I've been fiending for the game. I've been wanting to play it. I've been thinking about playing it, like doing 100% runs and stuff like, or doing speed runs and stuff like that for it. But I can't think of like a way to incorporate learning in the channel for stuff like that. But this is a perfect way to do it, just to show you guys how I run through my thought process, for me to talk out loud as I think about the stuff that I'm looking at, what I do for research. So right now we're just researching a bunch of builds and things like that so we can find out what it is in Hades, because in Hades, or in every roguelike, you kind of want to have an idea of what you want to go through, the process that you want to like pick through, because everything's random that's coming at you, right? But you want to know what it is that you kind of want to push towards if it comes up. And yeah, exactly what you're saying. So you want to know the science behind it. And so just stick around, learn it with me. We'll be doing this for a bunch of games. If you guys want to suggest games that you guys want me to run through that thought process. So, because another thing about it being here on the stream, that means that it's all of us together. It's not just me learning. You guys don't have to just watch me learn it. You guys are learning it too. Post your thoughts, post what you think, post how you feel about it if you use it, like all of that. We'll all collab together and learn this shit and jam out together when it comes to a game. And like I said, if you have any suggestions for a game, another game that you want to see us all learn together, definitely post it. Let me know. I'm down. But yes, so let's hop back on track real quick. Dreadflight. I don't like Dreadflight, so he's not liking it either though.
So it just makes things more difficult, I'd say. I think it has a little bit of use with Aspect of Beowulf, just because the special move with Beowulf deals a lot more damage, and being able to hit up to 4 enemies with it makes it kind of interesting.
Special move with Beowulf deals more damage?
Just avoid Dreadflight. I can't think of many instances where I'd actually want to take it. Next up, we have Sudden Rush. Your Bull Rush charges much faster. So this is actually a really powerful
I love this
hammer upgrade for the shield for all aspects.
Your Bull Rush charges faster? Let's go.
Beowulf. So with Aspect of Beowulf, you charge much
slower.
I
want that
Aspect
in the
distance
of Beowulf.
that you go, charges much slower too with it. So getting Sudden Rush means you can get places faster. And I think this is just a really good overall hammer. It's not necessarily going to make you super more powerful. It's not going to help you deal more damage necessarily or anything like that, but it just makes your maneuverability so
I disagree.
better.
I think it's more damage.
It just makes things safer,
because it's making something faster for you, a higher DPS. Well, more, like yeah, more damage, DPS.
Overall hammer, I think, to take. It's never wrong to take it as far as I can think. It's not compatible with the power shot upgrade that we're going to point out a little bit later. So you can't get both of those at once, but that's not a big deal. I think Sudden Rush is probably a top tier pick for me with the shield. Number 3, we have Pulverizing Blow. Your attack hits twice, but does not knock foes away. So you might think, oh, it doesn't knock foes away. That's kind of bad, right? Actually, it's probably not bad when you think about it. If you are trying to get a lot of attacks off on your enemies very quickly, using probably Aspect of Zagreus here, then you actually don't want to knock them away. You want them to stay
I can kind of think of where
this
is good.
If you knock them away, you have to dash toward them again, and you got to like kind of chase them down as you're hitting them.
I don't know.
It's quick to note here, this does not work with dash attacks. It's just your regular attack. So if you dash attack, your dash attacks do not hit twice. It's just your regular old attack. This is actually a really good hammer upgrade, especially for Aspect of Zagreus, obviously, because that combos well with attack damage. So if you take Aspect of Zagreus and you get Pulverizing Blow, you got a really nice combo. It's probably the best combo with the Aspect of Zagreus. This also works pretty well with the Aspect of Zeus, I think, because while, yes, you're using your special a lot to get out there, you're also going to be using your attack a lot to just kind of get both avenues of damage going. I'd say this is probably, you know, B or possibly even A tier upgrade, but really only for those 2 aspects. After that, I wouldn't really think too hard about it for Aspect of Chaos or Beowulf, personally. Next on the list is Dashing Wallop. Your dash attack deals plus 50% damage
I like
in
Dashing
a
Wallop
larger
a lot,
area,
I'm
and it is
dash
a much
attacking
larger area.
like so much with the shield.
Unfortunately, the shield dash attack just isn't that powerful to begin with, and plus 50% is nice. It's still kind of not in the realm of like this is like really usable. Like I'm gonna focus all in on this. It's okay, is what I'd say.
Okay.
Obviously, again, it's gonna work best with Aspect of Zagreus. Works pretty well with Aspect of Zeus, similar to Pulverizing Blow.
Okay.
So you could try to get like the Artemis dash strike boon and see if you can get some big dash attack builds going. I'd say this is a pretty underwhelming hammer upgrade, though. I'd say I wouldn't necessarily say avoid it. If it's a good follow-up to if you already have Pulverizing Blow with the Aspect of Zag, or maybe if you just don't get Pulverizing Blow offered with it, this could probably be a good second pick for it. It's okay, is basically what I'd say. All right, next up we have Explosive Return. Your special deals 50 damage to nearby foes when you catch it.
That sounds interesting.
This is a really nice hammer upgrade for every single aspect. It's a little diminished with the Aspect of Zeus because you may or may not necessarily want to be catching your shield special a lot. But even with Aspect of Zag, this actually works really well.
Sounds interesting. I've never seen that one.
You could actually just forego the whole attack damage bonus with Aspect of Zagreus and just instead just go full into special if you see this hammer offered there. Obviously, it's not great synergy, but it still works. I mean, this 50 damage is a lot, is what you gotta consider here.
Yeah, 50 damage is a
lot
whole lot
for
of
your
damage.
base damage. Explosive Return is a bit strange. The explosion, that 50 damage, cannot crit. It's one of the few things in the game that is excluded from being able to crit no matter what boons you have. Pressure
Really?
points, Artemis' special, anything. It just doesn't work. It's excluded from that entirely. But the AoE range on this is huge. It's a massive explosion, really.
That's
it
good.
works really well. You can use it's great with the aspect of chaos. It's a decent
I want
with
aspect of Zeus so
it's
bad
decent
just
with
looking at
aspect of
this.
Zag. You probably don't want to focus too hard on your special throw with Beowulf, but honestly, it's still not horrible. So obviously, definitely best with aspect of chaos here, since you're going to be using your special a lot with that. So I'd recommend trying it out if you get the chance.
Okay.
All right, next up we have Minotaur Rush.
I
Your Bull
love
Rush gains
Minotaur
a power
Rush.
that does plus 500%.
That just
damage.
sounds so good.
What this
I chose it every
means
time I
is
see
that
it.
you can get sort of a
Or
power shot
Choose it.
similar
Choose
to the
it.
bow
English is hard.
when you do your Bull Rush. So in other words, you're going to get this blinking light that shows when you should release your Bull Rush, and you can get this massive boost in damage. I would say this hammer upgrade is a bit on the weaker side.
See,
You can get
look
some
at this,
actually
guys.
really big numbers with certain
Look at this,
combos.
guys. I'm learning the game. I'm like, yo, this is fucking awesome. The dude that's experienced is like, yo, this shit is shit.
Nations here, and it's kind of fun and cool to see, but it's pretty difficult to get those power shots off with it. You have to wait a pretty long time
Okay,
for
that's fair.
the blinking to even appear. It's
I
just
don't
kinda
remember. All
difficult
I
to
remember is
pull
I
off,
was
I think.
smacking stuff
You
and
do
I
get a
saw
little
big
bit more
numbers and
damage
I
from your
felt
brush
good.
altogether, but there's a couple other upgrades that are probably better. This is probably one of the lower tier upgrades I'd say here.
I felt
Probably like a
hella
C or a
good.
D, honestly. Next up, you have Breaching Rush. Your Bull Rush deals plus 400% damage to armor. This is kind of a decent all-around pick.
Yeah, I see
think
that one.
I
It's
would
like,
choose
okay.
this over Minotaur Rush a lot of the times, just because it's much simpler to play with, right? You just know you're going to get that extra damage
burning
on
me. I'm
armored
kidding.
enemies
I'm kidding.
using your
I'm
Bull
kidding.
Rush instead of having to try to do this wonky timing. It's an okay pick. There are definitely much better options out there, but if you don't get any other good ones, then this is a fine backup, I think.
Okay.
All right, next up we
I
have
love
Charge
this
Shot. Your
one.
Bull Rush instead fires a piercing shot that deals 80 base damage. This is a really, really powerful hammer upgrade.
There we go.
It
Redeemed
really
ourselves,
works
boys.
with everything here too. I believe
I'm
it's
kidding.
compatible with every aspect here. And it works with every single one too. I mean, like, I would probably be willing to take this with every single aspect here. 80 base damage is a lot. That is a
That thing,
a
I
lot
got that
of
last
damage.
stream
just
that I
put an
played
attack
Hades.
boon on
Well, the
there,
stream before last because we played
and
yesterday.
you're going to be dealing tons of damage with it, really. And also, piercing is very important here because that means that shot pierces shielded enemies. So those shield guys in Elysium, don't worry about it. You got charged shot, you'll do 80 damage. Theseus in Elysium also, don't have to worry about his shield anymore with that. And you're blocking while you're charging it, which is just amazing. This sort of turns your shield into a bow that blocks and that penetrates shields, and it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah,
And it deals
it's
a ton
amazing.
of damage too. It's kind of crazy how good it is, I think. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter how long you charge your shield for. It's always 80 damage. You could charge it for half a second, and it's still gonna deal 80 damage. You can charge it as long as you want. That's a good thing.
I didn't know
So you can get
that.
those quick shots off repeatedly here. It's really strong. I recommend it with everything here. Even works with aspect of Beowulf, where your casts are gonna explode at the end of the shot there, so you get to stay where you were. That's just really nice. It's an awesome hammer upgrade. S tier definitely here. I recommend trying it out whenever you get the chance.
That's so
All right,
sick.
up next we got Charge Flight. Hold special to charge your throw for up to plus 200% base damage. So this is a hammer that's only compatible with aspect of Zagreus and aspect of Beowulf. So it's only those two aspects, otherwise you won't see it.
Hold special.
So you
Okay.
probably wouldn't really want to take it with the aspect of Zag, again, because you want to focus on using your attack more, but you could try it out. It's okay with the aspect of Zagreus, but it's actually really powerful with aspect of Beowulf. It was so powerful that they actually had to tune down the damage when version 1.0 of the game came out. It used to be plus 400%. And
God
it was
dang,
basically
nerf.
utilized to get these incredibly high heat kills
Chopped.
in Hades, basically. Over 50 heat clears with basically just Charge Flight and Beowulf. And the reason why it's so powerful with Beowulf is Beowulf's base damage with the special is 45 versus Zagreus where it's much, much lower. And so plus 200% of that, or what used to be 400%, you'd get really big numbers. So it's still good. It's still really good with Beowulf. I'd
Okay.
recommend giving it a shot if you ever get the chance. just because it is quite a bit of fun.
Gotta
and
unlock
definitely play the game a
Beowulf,
little
boys.
bit differently.
Beowulf
That's
seems
for
so
sure. You kinda
cool.
just
You
focus on
big.
this one thing.
Ooh,
So like
I
with most
really
of the
love
other
charge.
hammers, you just kind
I really love
hold down
bull
your
rush, guys.
special button for a second or two.
I'm a sucker
unleash,
for the
and
bull
it's
rush.
gonna hit one or
I
two
need
enemies for some big
like
jumps
an
there.
avatar
Works great against
of Zag,
bosses.
of me
Doesn't
being
help a
Zag
whole lot
with the
against
charge
clearing
shield.
rooms, but it
Even though I
definitely
love the
deals
rail,
some,
I love the
big
rail a
chunky
lot too.
damage up
Like
there.
rail is probably my most
Alright,
used
next we have
weapon, but
Empowering Flight. After
love
your
the
special
shield.
hits, your next 2 attacks deal plus 80% damage. This is sort of a really
it sounds
interesting
to me.
hammer upgrade, and I really want to like it. But it's just kind of hard to utilize
The
when you
next
think about it.
2 attacks.
So first off,
Eh.
if you get this with Aspect of Zeus, you actually have to catch your shield special before you get that bonus damage. It's kind of strange. You'd think this would work best with Aspect of Zeus, but it actually works pretty
After
poorly
your
with it.
special
So
hits, but you have to
your
catch
shield
it again.
before you actually get the bonus, and it's just kind of strange.
Wow.
It's okay, I guess. I mean, you could say that maybe it could work.
Maybe it's better
really
with the
well
chaos?
Aspect of Zagreus, but if you have to switch back and forth between using your special and your attack with Aspect of Zagreus, it's kind of just makes things more complicated. It's difficult to use, and the bonus damage just is a bit underwhelming, I'd say overall. Pretty
Oh.
low tier for me here.
Yeah, it just
I
sounds
wouldn't really
wonk.
bother playing with it, but maybe there's some stuff that I haven't seen with it yet that could prove me wrong. You guys are welcome to go ahead and test it out and let me know. Next up, we have Dashing Flight. While you dash, your special is faster and deals plus 100% damage.
I don't
This
really
is
like
sort of
this
similar
one.
to Empowering Flight, where it's like it's hard to utilize, right? What does it mean? While you dash, your special is faster and deals plus 100% damage. So it means if you throw out your special and immediately dash afterwards, you'll see your special actually speed up, and then it'll deal more damage potentially. Potentially being the key word there.
he
So
mixed
again,
that
this
up, guys. I've used this before, and it even says it differently there. He just genuinely mixed that up. He meant if you dash and then throw your special, it comes out faster and everything, and then your special flies around faster too.
Another one that's just kind of hard to utilize, you know, like
But
how
yeah,
do I
think
make a
I
good
feel
use
him on
of
that.
this?
I think it's weird. I don't think it works
I mean,
out so
I guess
well.
if you pair this with Explosive Return, it's pretty good. Maybe with Aspect of Beowulf and you already have Charged Flight, but honestly, this is another one. I mean, I haven't found a way to get it to work really well, and I haven't found anything overpowered about it, so I mostly just skip it, and I'm going to have to recommend the same for you guys, but
That's
yeah,
fair.
feel free to test it out and let me know what you think. All right, next up on the list is Ferocious Guard. After blocking, a foe gain plus 20% damage and move speed for 10 seconds.
I don't
So
really
this
like
is
this
actually a
one
pretty
so
decent
much.
pick.
It's
It's a nice
okay,
overall
but I don't
pick.
really like
Pretty
it too
much
much.
with all these aspects, you're going to be using your Bull Rush to some degree or another. I mean, whenever you take the shield, you might as well utilize that blocking mechanism, right? Just
Yeah,
to
that's
help
fair.
yourself stay safe. So whenever you block anything from any enemy, you're going to get plus 20% damage for 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a long time. This
That's a
buff can be up
juicy time a
most
little
of the
bit,
time
yeah.
when you're playing the game. I think it's actually a really solid pick overall. I would say it's not a very exciting pick just because it's this
That's
massive
why
damage
I'm like
increase that
eh
isn't
about it. It's
huge,
not
but
exciting,
still
boy. It's not
remarkable enough that
spicy.
it's helpful. So you just kind of don't really notice when it's working that much. So it's a nice backup pick where you don't get the more interesting ones, I think, here.
Fair.
Overall, probably A or B tier, honestly, just because it works really well with everything. All right, last on the list, we have Unyielding Defense. After using your Nagling's board cast, you are sturdy for 3 seconds. If you don't know what sturdy is, it means you take 30% less damage during that 3-second period. That's actually pretty strong, especially with Aspect of Beowulf, where you're going to be taking 10% more damage here, right? This is the hammer upgrade, by the way, that is exclusive for Beowulf, so you can only get it with that. So I'd say this is a pretty nice defensive pick. Again, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Ferocious Guard, just because, again, it's not
I
exciting,
don't like
right?
defense.
But if you're
I don't
having
like
trouble
defenses.
getting your win just because you're taking a lot of damage with Beowulf, it's definitely not a bad pick. If you find yourself going all in on a cast build with Beowulf, and maybe you already have a nice offensive hammer, this is definitely a great secondary pick, I think, after that. It's not bad to me, not super exciting, but it definitely does work. All right, guys, that wraps up all the hammer upgrades for the shield here. So now we're just going to quickly go through each aspect one more time and just talk about what boons I think would work best. I'm not going to go into super detail here, but I'm just going to mention them, and this way I can show them to you on the right too, to just remind you of them of what they do. So with Aspect of Zagreus, I think taking a nice percentage-based boon on your attack, namely from Aphrodite, Athena, Artemis, Demeter, those all work really, really well. and you just take that on the attack, and you just kind of focus in on that. You use your Bull Rush to stay safe if in the case of especially boss fights or just blocking things in general.
That makes sense.
You can try to take dash strike damage, but I think with any sort of melee range build here, you'd probably want to get something like Athena's dash to try to stay a little bit safer here, and I think that'll be fine for you. All right, now with the Aspect of Chaos, this is where things I think can get a bit more interesting, because Aspect of Chaos has actually a lot of potential here. This is one of the places where I think it actually works best with Ares, Zeus, Dionysus on the special here, so those 5 shields can kind of coat all the enemies in the room with all these different status effects. Ares can proc that doom damage, and you can just get it on every single enemy, and also you can kind of stay safe while you're getting far away and throwing off all those shields into wherever you want. Zeus works really well here. You kind of need a lot more Zeus boons after the initial one, though, in order to keep going. Otherwise, the damage is going to kind of peter off as you get later in the game and the enemies have more health. Dionysus also works great. You might want to kind of shotgun that special a little bit more just to get try to get all 5 stacks of Hangover on the enemies. But I think that works great. So you definitely want to take that Privileged Status Mirror upgrade with Aspect of Chaos. Take one of those 3 gods I mentioned, then maybe try to get Aphrodite or Demeter on the attack here, and that way you're going to be dealing some decent damage. It actually works really, really well, I think, and I think that's going to be the best way that you can play Chaos. All right, Aspect of Zeus. This is kind of a tough one because I think a lot of things work. I'm going to say the most interesting one to me is probably going to be you put Athena on the special, you throw your shield out there, and it's going to deflect everything around you for you.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Interesting. I think a lot of things can work on it, but I think the percentage boons work best. So again, that means Aphrodite, Artemis, Athena, Demeter on the special, and then on the attack, you could probably do really anything works really well. Even Doom can work pretty well there. I wouldn't take Zeus. I wouldn't take Dionysus necessarily there, unless you're just trying to activate privileged status. But yeah, I think try it out with Athena on the special. That way it just deflects everything around you because it has that really wide range on it, and hopefully it will keep you a little bit safe. All right, last on the list, of course, is Beowulf. So the big question here is, what cast do I recommend here? I know I already mentioned some earlier on. I guess I'm just going to say Aphrodite's works really well. You can get some secondary boons that help with that damage too. Aphrodite's deals a lot of damage, has still a nice explosion range, but even like Demeter works fine, Athena works fine, Artemis works fine. I mean, they all work fine. Trippy Shot is still good too. Trippy Shot works really well if you're going to use Stygian Soul from the mirror too, I think. But overall, I kind of prefer Infernal Soul, where you get to load all 3 casts at once, and that way you get those that guaranteed big hit on enemies, so you can load up all 3 at once against bosses and get those big explosions. So think about the Theseus and Minotaur fight. You can hit both of those guys at once with a fully loaded cast, so you definitely want to focus in on a cast build.
I hate that fight so much. The Minotaur and Theseus is, oh my gosh.
Maybe throw Artemis on your special. But
just talking about them makes me want to beat their face into the ground right now.
Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother. All right, guys, that does it for our shield overview.
All right.
That is
good, dude. Healing, amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, y'all guys don't know what that's from, but don't watch that, dude. Rail. This is the rail.
Hey guys, it's Halion again, and we're back one.
Thank you, Halion, for the intro,
guys,
bro.
So now we're gonna go over the
really appreciate you, bro. Check out Halion on Twitch, guys. He's awesome.
Which just gives you a bonus ammo capacity of 12. This, much like many of the other aspects of Zagreus, not very exciting to utilize, but it's actually not so bad. Plus 12 at max Titan blood spent.
I use the aspect of
Ares.
Ares
Pretty nice when it comes to
because
the ammo
I get that
mechanic.
bonus damage after
makes things
reloading.
a little bit easier for you, especially when you're still getting used to the rail here. It's only 5 Titan's blood to max it out, so it's not much we can really complain about. It does have a little bit of anti-synergy with, namely, one hammer upgrade that I'll go over, but Aspect of Zagreus really shines mostly with one particular hammer that I can think of. Now, once you've maxed out Titan Blood with all the aspects, or at least close to it, there's not going to be a lot of instances where you're going to want to take Aspect of Zagreus, and that just really comes down to how powerful Aspect of Ares is.
Oh, it is
Aspect of Ares is incredibly powerful, especially right now in the game. So for 8 seconds after absorbing your special's blast, you'll deal more damage. That's 75%. at max. So what it means by absorbing is you throw out the special, and as long as you're in the explosion when it goes off, you're going to see
didn't notice that.
Sort of lightning
I seriously thought it was after reloading.
In the realm of Hades, 8 seconds is kind of a long time, and it's pretty easy to keep that buff going as long as you kind of have us focus on
So that means that
And 75% damage is a lot. That is a lot of damage. And it's not just to your attack. It's not just to your special. It's not just to your
everything.
It's to your doom damage, your lightning damage, your everything, essentially. It is every aspect of your damage. The only real exclusion to that is your companion keepsake, but this is just so powerful. It's really crazy. Your revenge boons deal more damage. I mean, it goes on and on, really. And any sort of global modifier to your damage is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
You just have to keep in mind. So what you'd really want to do with this aspect is just keep that buff going. And then after that, you can actually either focus on an attack build or you can focus on a special build. It's really versatile, and I think that's what's so cool about Aspect of Eris is because you're not dependent on seeing certain sets of hammers, because almost all
that's
of
the
them
buff you get on the gun.
Really
yeah, like it's so good. I use it all the time. I didn't know that that's what it was that was boosting me. I literally thought it was reload. But
and just let you know, this is like a really easy aspect to get into either speed running or some very high heat clears, talking 32 plus there. So go ahead and check it out. Next up, we have Aspect of Hestia. After you manually reload, your next shot is empowered. The base damage is 150. So manually reload means you have to hit the reload button. So you can't let Zagreus reload himself. When you manually hit the reload button, you're going to see this purple glowy effect on the rail here, and the next shot's going to deal significantly more damage. This is actually a really powerful aspect here. And the only
you said, does it stack with multi-shot?
Sort of a narrow play style.
Does what stack with multi-shot? You're talking about the buff? Yeah, the buff from the Ares? Yeah, absolutely.
Not really gonna play it any differently other than attack.
Talking about the cluster bomb, right? The do or the do.
It's a little.
Does it stack like that?
I do think it's a lot of
I
fun.
don't think it stacks like that.
You can.
I don't think each one gives you 85%. I think it refreshes the timer.
Safely, just
I think that's what it
you
does.
Have a very, very long range with it, as you can see here. And as always, it's really nice to see just a lot of big, chunky numbers, as you can imagine. There are definitely some ways to get some supplemental damage with it, and so you can get that from either amping up your attack with a couple of specific hammers, or you can get some special related hammers to get some more damage from that way too. Last is Aspect of Lucifer. You have Igneous Eden, which launches volatile Hellfire. Hellfire blast damage 100. So the Hellfire it's talking about is from your special. So the special changes a little bit with Lucifer here in that you drop this big orb that emanates this energy here. So that energy is going to deal damage on its own every time it goes. It's not a lot of damage from the radiation that it emits there, but you can actually blow up the ball and deal significant chunks of damage that way. Once I actually am able to there. So the base damage is going to be 100, but 100 base damage is a lot, especially if you throw a boon on that special. And as you can see, the attack is very different too. It is this ray beam instead of the normal bullets here. Now, Aspect of Lucifer is a bit more dangerous than the others on the rail because it takes a very long time to actually get the attack going. It has this big wind-up effect. I call it big, but maybe it's not as big as I'm saying here, but it does take a moment to actually get the attack going here.
Probably something you have to feel. It doesn't just start firing
again as soon as you hit the attack button each time.
Yeah, it's probably something you have to feel.
It does still require reloading every now and then.
Looking at it.
There are a bunch of cool hammers to pair with this aspect, though, and I think it's actually one of the more fun aspects that we have.
That looks cool as hell.
The wiki pulled up on the right here to show us every single hammer that's offered with the rail.
Shoutouts to the wiki.
Before I get started on the hammers, I know I normally cover the boons a little bit later, but I do feel like I have to bring up the fact that the Zeus attack boon is incredibly powerful with almost all of the aspects here and almost every single hammer on the rail here as well, just because
I like Zeus on my X if I do go X build.
Hammers. So Zeus attack just works really well with anything that rapidly hits, which means that Zag aspect, Eris aspect, Lucifer aspect are really powerful whenever it's put on there. Alright, so first off, we're going to cover Flurry Fire here. Your attack is faster and more accurate, and you gain 6 more ammo capacity. This is a pretty nice hammer. It's definitely not bad. The only thing it suffers from is there's definitely a couple others that just are straight up better than it, that we'll go over a little bit later on, I'd say, if you get both of them offered at the same time, I think. It's the only one that's actually going to increase your fire rate here, though, so that's kind of interesting to think about. It actually works pretty well with the aspect of Zag and Eris here. It can't be offered with Lucifer, but that's fine, I think, and you probably wouldn't want it with Hestia since you're going to be reloading all the time anyway. But it's kind of a nice middle-of-the-road pick. There are a lot more hammers that kind of do a bit more than it, so I don't find myself taking it super often, but it's not so bad. All right, next is Spread Fire. Your attack.
I actually don't like this
spread
one.
That deals 40 base damage, but you lose 6
It's so
ammo
short.
capacity. That means if you're using Eris or Hestia aspect, that you only have 6 ammo. And you can't actually get a second hammer that increases your ammo capacity because Flurry Fire and another one, Delta Chamber, is not compatible with it. So you're going to be stuck with 6 ammo if you're using those two aspects.
Yeah, I don't like
that's why
this
Zag
aspect.
is going to be best if you see Spread Fire offered. It's just unfortunate because Spread Fire does a very specific thing, and unless you're using Zag aspect, you probably don't want it, I'm going to say. And it's also the fact that you don't actually want to use Zeus's attack with it, and instead you're going to want an attack percent base boon, because that's some decent base damage. It's also important to note that
you say, yeah, that's your least fave as well. Yeah, I don't feel
super
that
powerful because, like I said, when you dash attack with the rail, you actually fire off 2 shots at once. 2 shots at 40 base damage, then you have an attack boon. Maybe you can get some dash attack boons. It's
that sounds
powerful,
interesting.
Actually, it is definitely a glass cannon kind of build because you have to get up close. Your attacks don't stagger enemies still, but you're dealing out tons of damage. This actually used to be the go-to build for speedrunning for quite a while. It is quite powerful. The spread is a bit narrower than it used to be. So while I think it's fun and everyone should try it at least a few times out, I'd say, unfortunately, it's kind of difficult to plan to get or to plan to use because it's so different from how you'd be playing the rail otherwise. Nevertheless, still a lot of fun, still amazing if you get all the right tools to go with it, but otherwise, I just take something else. All right, next we got Explosive Fire. Your attack deals damage in an area and briefly slows foes.
I think this is okay. I don't really like it too much, though. I've
grown to like a little bit less over time, mostly just because I feel like there's so many other powerful hammers with the rail instead. So you have a little AoE effect wherever your shots actually land, which is kind of nice. And the briefly slows foes is kind of hard to measure. Basically, it's almost like a super mini knockback when you're hitting enemies, almost as if you're kind of hitting them with a tiny bit of Poseidon attack there, really. Except they're not actually getting knocked back, they're just staggering them a tiny bit. They're not actually staggered as in they can't attack, they just aren't moving as quickly, and that's important to note. So it doesn't mean you're going to interrupt the enemy that's attacking you, it's just going to make them do it a little bit more slowly. So while I think it's not a bad hammer, it's just that there's a lot of other really good ones, I think. It's still kind of middle, you know, B, maybe C tier at this point, I think, but never bad to take. Next, we got Delta Chamber. Your attack is a 3-round burst, and you never have to reload.
This one's pretty cool,
I used to consider to actually be a downgrade a lot of the time, as long as you're used to actually reloading occasionally. But nowadays, I think it's actually quite powerful. I think there was a change when 1.0 got released of the game, where when you dash attack, it kind of resets that 3-round burst, and it gets to happen a little bit more quickly. It used to be that it felt like there was a large space of time in between each of those 3-round bursts, where you actually wound up losing overall damage per second there. But now, I think it's actually a really powerful hammer, and on top of that, it's just really convenient, right? Never having to reload, never having to think about reloading. It kind of just takes your mind off it. It makes the rail a little bit easier to play, and it makes your movement a lot easier too. This is actually one of the better picks, I think, especially
I've taken this with
X
builds, like where I have Zeus on my X.
It's kind of
and
unfortunate
then
if you end up taking with the aspect of Zagreus just because you're wasting the actual aspect there. But still, it's not a bad hammer, so it's not so bad. It's not going to do much for aspect of Hestia, and it can't be offered with Lucifer, I'm afraid, because Lucifer's got a different hammer upgrade that gives it infinite ammo. But like I said, pretty good hammer. I'd probably give it a B, maybe even an A with Eris here, actually. Next, we have Piercing Fire. Your attack pierces foes and deals plus 50% damage to armor. Plus 50% damage to armor, not very meaningful. But this is probably one of the better hammers for aspect of Hestia. It's going to be one of probably only 2 that you're really going to be seeking out there. So whenever anything has piercing, it means it does go through shields. So the shield guys in Elysium or Theseus, you don't have to worry about them if you take piercing fire. So that's really nice.
Okay.
And with Hestia,
That's
that
pretty dope.
empowered
I didn't
shot,
know
being
that.
able to pierce enemies instead of stopping on the first one is always going to be good. Because I think one of the struggles with the aspect of Hestia is going to be hitting
said
enemies
3-round burst is
quickly
your
or
must-have?
being able to hit multiple enemies at once.
So you don't like
which
the
is
increased
definitely a
ammo
problem
buff?
normally. So
Yeah, that's
piercing fire
fair.
can help a lot with that. It's kind
I don't
of
really
okay
like
with
the
other
bonus ammo
aspects,
either,
namely Zag
but
and
I
Ares,
just
of
hate
course,
losing
but I
ammo.
wouldn't call it super good. It's namely going to be for Hestia, and it's definitely going to be top tier for Estia, but kind of middle of the road for the other two. Next, we have Triple Bomb. You can use your special 3 times in rapid succession. This is a really fun hammer, and it works with all 4 of the
love this
aspects.
hammer.
I think I'm going to say it works best with the aspect of Lucifer, though, because being able to drop 3 of those radiating bombs really quickly is actually really awesome with it. And not only
That
that, you
sounds
can make
really
all
dope.
3 explode at once. And that way you can actually get ready for a boss to come out of an invulnerability phase with having all 3 laid out right in front of him, and boom, make him all explode and deal a ton of damage that way.
That sounds
It's a
really
pretty
good.
nice
I like
hammer.
aspect
I
of
do think
Lucifer,
there are
and I
some
haven't ever
better
touched
special hammers with the other aspects, especially with the aspect of Heras, but it's definitely not a wrong pick ever. I would take this a lot of the time if the better ones aren't offered. It can't be combined with Cluster Bomb or Hazard Bomb, which you'll see a little bit later, but it works really awesome if you can combine it with Rocket Bomb. So yeah, not a bad pick at all. Speaking of Rocket Bomb, here it is here. Your
Rocket
special
Bomb,
is
I
replacement
love.
rocket that
It
deals
is
80
my
base damage.
favorite.
And I know I've talked a
Or
lot about
second
base
favorite,
damage in
actually.
previous videos, but I just got to reiterate, 80 base damage is a lot. That is a lot of damage. This is an S tier upgrade for every one of these aspects, I'm going to say. It's just a nice mix-up. A lot of these are based around using your attack a lot of these aspects, but being able to just fire off one quick rocket that deals a ton of damage in one shot is really powerful. This works really well with aspect of Eris, and I definitely get the question a lot of how it works, and the answer is you just have to be near the explosion when it goes off to still get that buff with the Eris aspect. I think one of the best parts about Rocket Bomb is there's a ton of cool combinations you can get with it, namely Cluster Bomb plus Rocket Bomb, and that is
Cluster
just
Bomb plus
insane.
Rocket
It
Bomb,
is
I
basically
love. I
a 5
literally,
rocket spread right in
it's
front
so
of you.
crazy.
If you have an enemy with a big enough hitbox in front of you, you can actually get all 5 to hit them, and it deals a ton of damage. It's just insane that combo even exists, honestly. Rocket Bomb just pairs so well with so many other hammers that it's really never wrong to take it, and it works with every aspect. Unfortunately, you can't get it with the aspect of Lucifer, but the other 3, it just works so amazingly well. S tier all the way. Next, we have targeting system. Foes targeted by your special move slower and take 30% more damage.
This is okay.
Targeting system is actually a really
I pick it
good
when I
hammer
don't have any
for
other
all of
option,
the aspects,
but
I'm
I
gonna
really
say.
like it
So
when
plus
I
30% damage
don't have
is the
anything
important
else,
part
right?
here. And that again,
But if I have
that's
Cluster
kinda
Bomb,
like how
and
it's,
Cluster Bomb is my favorite. I
amplifying
love
the
Cluster
fact
Bomb.
that the global damage from Eris is important. That 30% is also global damage. And by the way, targeting system's damage bonus also means your companion keeps 8 damage, which means that Meg's 2500 damage gets amplified by 30% more. That's crazy, really. Targeting system just works really well. It's compatible with everything. It doesn't have any exclusions from other hammers. It's just never wrong to take it. I might actually call it an S tier pick too, except that it's just not very fun or exciting to use compared to some other ones.
That's
just
the
because
thing.
it's
It's not
a bit more of a,
exciting, but I do like
brand
it. I
effect,
pick it.
but it still works really well. It's just not as exciting to take, but still top tier in terms of damage output. Next, we have Hazard Bomb. Your special deals plus 300%
I love
base damage
Hazard
in a
Bomb. I
large
pick
area,
Hazard
but
Bomb
can
all the
hurt
time.
you.
But now that I know
this
more
is
about
one of the
Ares, I
funnier
actually
ones,
want
and
to.
it's
kinda
not
like,
a terrible
dang.
hammer,
But I love it.
honestly.
I
It's
love
kind
the
of
hammer.
Interesting how you can get it to work. It's fun is the main thing I'd say. It's fun.
Yeah, it's
cool,
so
It deals a
fun.
ton of damage to enemies, but it hurts you, right? So it's not really good to take with Ares still, I'm going to say, because that means you kind of have to hurt yourself to get the bonus damage. A lot of people out there are going to tell you that, oh, you can dash out at the last couple of frames and still get the bonus damage buff, but forget that stuff. Like, weird tricks like that, it's not worth thinking about. It's a funny pick to take. It's not compatible with a lot of other hammers. I would take it just to try it out, honestly, but I wouldn't count on it for winning you your first game or anything like that. But again,
Okay.
lots of fun. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Next, we have Cluster Bomb, your special fire.
Back in.
5 bombs.
Back in after trying it out. I fucking love it.
But each deals 30% less damage. So spread of 5 bombs, and by the way, you can actually make all those bombs kind of land in the same spot.
Right,
Thus, you can actually get all 5 to land on the same target if you can time it correctly. This is definitely one of the more difficult hammers to use well.
I love this hammer.
Use it well, it is top tier. It is insane amounts of damage. Not to mention you can combine this with a lot of really cool other hammers and make it deal even more damage, like I was talking about with Rocket Bomb there. It's really quite crazy. This is actually one of the times where playing with mouse and keyboard kind of shines a little bit more, because you can actually aim your special a little bit more easily versus the controller. Because a lot of times what you want to do is you want to force the bombs to land really close to Zagreus, and doing that with the controller can actually be a little clunky, but you can actually achieve it. Really great hammer upgrade. Works well with everything here for sure. Can't be gotten with Aspect of Lucifer, but it works really well with all 3 of the other ones. Never a bad take. So you might have noticed that Concentrated Fire is listed on the wiki to our right here, but actually that hammer upgrade got scrapped from the game a while ago and just is still lingering. I just wanted to let you guys know I wasn't skipping one on purpose here. Next we have Seeking Fire. Your attack seeks the nearest foe and deals plus 10% damage. So Seeking Fire is actually one of the lower picks, I think, for me when I play with the rail. The big thing here is that plus 10% damage, A, it's kind of not a big damage bonus there, and B, that 10% damage only affects the physical damage of the rail, so it's not going to help in case you're using Dionysus or Zeus or Ares on the attack.
Oh, never mind. Take that back. I don't ever pick it. I thought it was just okay. But yeah, knowing that, it's like, eh.
When you're using aim assist in the game, like almost everyone is, there's kind of not a huge point to Seeking Fire. It's not bad, I'd say, but there's just too many other good hammer upgrades for me to want to take this very often.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bumping with this one.
For the last hammers here, these are all exclusive to Aspect of Lucifer, and it's kind of cool that they made some extra hammer upgrades for Aspect of Lucifer, because for all the other legendary aspects, they all only got 1 hammer, unfortunately, but Lucifer's got 4 of them, so that's awesome. I'm really glad they put through the extra effort here with Lucifer.
What are they?
So first on the list is Concentrated Beam. Your igneous unit attack damage to a foe ramps up 100% faster. So the ramp damage from Aspect of Lucifer is actually really powerful. It actually ends up dealing a lot of damage. So even if you're using Zeus, which doesn't amplify your physical damage, it instead just has its own set of damage, that physical damage is still going to deal a lot from the concentration. So that means you want to hold down the attack button a lot if you're using Concentrated Beam, or if you're using Aspects of Lucifer at all, because you don't really want to let go and lose up that ramped up damage from it.
Okay, makes sense.
Now the only problem is, I feel like Concentrated Beam, when I've used it, I haven't really been able to notice much of a difference in the damage output. I've tried to make the Aspect of Lucifer work well with something like Artemis on the attack, and I just couldn't get it to perform, it seemed. I always end up regretting taking Concentrated Beam, but maybe I just haven't experimented enough with it, and maybe you guys can let me know what you think. Next up we have Flash Fire. Your igneous unit attack starts firing and fires 50% faster with plus 15% range. This is definitely one of the better hammer upgrades for Lucifer here. Being able to start up that fire rate, 50% downtime if you have to let go of the attack. This is probably the best hammer upgrade for Lucifer a lot of the time here. It definitely works really, really well just to get that damage going really fast. Probably maybe even Estia for Lucifer. Next is Triple Beam. Your igneous Eden attack fires 3 beams in a spread pattern. It's not too dissimilar to Triple Shot on the bow in terms of the spread there. The only difference here is that even if you got 2 or 3 beams focused on the same enemy by getting up really close, you don't get extra damage from it.
Oh,
so Triple Beam is really only for crowd control, where you're hoping to hit multiple enemies with those extra beams. Because of that, I don't really consider it a great hammer upgrade.
If he got extra damage,
that would be bad. Might get some inconsequential damage there, but it's not amazing. I'd probably wind up taking either Piercing Fire or Flash Fire a lot here instead. Now, I actually miscounted. Lucifer actually has 5 of its own hammer upgrades, not 4 like I said earlier.
What the hell?
The next one is Eternal Chamber. Your igneous Eden has infinite ammo, but its damage no longer ramps. No longer ramps is really painful, I think, here. So you might think this will work really well with, let's say, Zeus on the attack with Lucifer, and it works okay. It's just kind of too bad because I think that ramp damage is kind of important, especially against big single target enemies. I would say Eternal Chamber, not amazing here, honestly. I'd probably just rather have to reload every now and then. Not to mention, sometimes you just need to stop attacking anyway to avoid getting hit, or because you're really far away from enemies, so it's not really such a big downside to have to reload every now and then. So I would call it not great. I'd probably rather take another hammer most of the time.
Makes sense.
All right, last on the list is Greater Inferno. Your Igneous Eden Hellfire radiates 250% more damage in an even larger area. This is just a fun one, I'd say. It's actually not bad for Aspect of Lucifer. If you already have a solid special boon when using Lucifer and you see this hammer offered, it's definitely not a bad take. I think when you're using Lucifer, you really have to mix up the aspect when you're playing it and throw out those specials whenever you're reloading, or maybe when you just get an opportunity and deal some extra damage that way. So I think this is a pretty good pick, and it's really cool to see those bigger radiating effects, and the extra damage is really nice too. Alright guys, that does it for the hammer upgrades on the rail, and next I'm just going to bring up some boons on the right side and go through every aspect again one more time really quickly here. So first up is the Aspect of Zag, and like with every single one of these, and like I mentioned earlier, it is never wrong to take Zeus except with the Aspect of Hestia. I'm probably just going to leave that boon up here the whole time just because it is the sort of crutch to a lot of rail play here. It might make you think that using the rail is kind of boring then, since you kind of like this one particular boon. But even with Aspect of Zag, there are definitely some other ones that work pretty well here. Dionysus is fine, I'd say. Even Ares Doom actually works really well, and those are probably going to be my top picks for Aspect of Zagreus.
I didn't think about
now,
Dionysus.
If you're able to get that Spread Fighter hammer I was talking about, you definitely want those percentage-based boons. Talking mostly about Artemis, Aphrodite, Athena, and Demeter. Those are just going to work super well with it. All right, Aspect of Eris, and this is the one I'm really excited about because it just works so well with everything. As always, I recommend trying it out with Zeus on the attack, but try out Dionysus on the attack tier too.
That makes sense.
This is where Dionysus can shine a lot because that 75% damage bonus does affect the hangover from Dionysus. The other great thing about Aspect of Eris is that you can actually kind of focus in on a special build a bit more, utilizing some of those hammers that we talked about. And you definitely want a percentage-based boon on your special, talking about Artemis, Athena, Aphrodite, or Demeter. And even Poseidon could work well here in Aspect of Eris with the special, I think, too. Getting any one of those gods and getting one of those powerful hammers can net a lot of damage for you here, for sure. Aspect of Eris is definitely another place where you can actually shine with more dash damage, too. So Splash Dash deals insane damage when you have Aspect of Eris, because that's going to get affected by your bonus damage, too. And then you can segue that into Sea Storm, and it's just really nuts what you can do with it. It's really cool what Aspect of Eris can do here, I think. And so you just want every little bit of damage. You can get some nice call boons from either Dionysus or maybe Poseidon too, and get a lot more damage in that way and take use of that bonus effect. Alright, next is Aspect of Estia, and this is where things kind of change for the rail because you really just want a percentage boon on the attack, and then after that, it kind of doesn't matter a whole lot. Artemis obviously works really well, but Athena, Aphrodite, and Demeter all work just fine on the attack. And you really just want to attack, reload, attack, reload, attack, reload. If you wind up with a hammer that affects their special, you're probably going to want a percentage boon on the special there too, just like the other gods that we mentioned. But besides that, it's not really anything in particular.
What up, Devontae? Welcome into the scram, bro.
Lastly, for Lucifer, another time
we're finishing up
really quite
doing
fine
some
on
research on hotties, and we're gonna play a few runs, and then we're gonna play some games. Devontae, how about that? How's that sound? How's that sound? We can get you set up on Minecraft. Have you downloaded FTB Revelations?
Something like Concentrated Beam Hammer, you can try a
Go ahead and download that if
like the ones we mentioned, Artemis, Aphrodite, Athena, and Demeter. But I haven't been able to make that work really well myself. Even Dionysus actually works pretty well on the attack with Lucifer.
We don't have
and one of the more fun things that we all like to do in the speedrun community is put him, and just it convinces me. Snake, very excited about those. Please like, comment. So I've prepared a story for us for today. Okay. I hope you guys don't mind. You know, it's from my past. But it was an important time for me.
Nope. Anyway, so guys, let us I ain't download anything. Yeah, download FTB. Go to FTB or Feed the Beast. Go here. Go to feedthebeast.com. Click download. Click download. Start that. Start that. Start that. Said first day off since last Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they had you hoarding out there. So guys, honestly, I'm going to do something really cool. We're going to try to do a cast build. We're going to try to force Hades and Hades. We're going to try to force Ares and Artemis, okay? And I think I'm going to do that with Ares. Or should I do it with the shield? Probably Ares. Yeah, get that rest in. That rest in. Yeah, slicing shot. Yeah, we're gonna make a cast build, guys. We're doing that. Let's load up some Hades. But yes, Devontae, download that thing. Download that thing. So we can play some, not State of Decay, but you know, Mooncraft. Where is Hades? My nose feels weird, guys. My nausea. Yeah, I want to play a cast build real bad. So what we're going to be looking for, guys, is essentially we're going to be looking at getting Ares. We need Ares slicing shot specifically, which is the cast of Ares. And then we need Deadly Strike, Deadly Flourish, Hunter Dash, or Artemis's Aid, which will trigger this duo boon to possibly come up. So duo boons are a type of boon which combines the powers of two different gods. Duo boons can only be obtained with the correct prerequisite boons and normal boons that are like normal boons. Okay, cool. And our lost ones Zagreus dies and returns to the Hades house. There are 28 normal boons to Hades, shared with 8 different gods. And Zeus, Hermes, and Chaos will never offer duo boons. Oh, Hermes and Chaos will never offer duo boons. Sorry, not Zeus. Zeus does have duo boons. The chances of duo boons can be increased with specific gods' keepsakes, and Eurydice's nectar, the Well of Sharon item, and the Mirror of Night talent god's legacy. So let us get into a run. Like I said, we're gonna do like 2 to 3 runs, and then we're going to try to play some other things tonight, some stuff and things, you know. Let's go. We're gonna stay on this, playing on hell mode. Helle mode. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reset our mirror, guys.
Return my darkness to me.
Return my darkness to me. Because we want to play a cast build, so we can't play Stubborn Defiance. Oh wait, yes we can. I like Stubborn Defiance. We're gonna play Stubborn Defiance. But where is it? We can't play this. Stygian Soul. We can't play that. We'll have to play
Hit the limit.
Feral Soul. We gotta max that thing out. And also this, we're gonna be play Faded Persuasion. We're gonna change Alter Boon and Well of Chances. Yeah. Yep. How many?
That's beyond my means.
Oh, that cost a lot. Yo, that cost a whole lot, guys. That cost a whole lot. Reset that. Hold up. That was a whole lot. Yeah, Feral Soul. Yeah, get these cast builds. All right, Greater Reflex. Yep. We're gonna max that out. You know what I'm saying? Stubborn Defiance. Max that out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. When we get darkness, we're gonna regenerate some of that health. I don't really I think this might be the best, so let's just get that. Reduce the move speed of foes. Yep, raise our life.
Reach the limit.
Plus 50 life. Where is it? Deal bonus damage for each Olympian boons you have. Raise your chance for those things plus 2% per rank. Raise your chance of a boon being legendary or duo. I think we're going to roll with these, right? Well, we want these, but what is this max? 20%? That's fine. I'm fine with that. 5% chance? I think we're fine with maybe a 10%. Oh, 10% is the max. What do you know? I think we just get 2 rolls on this, right? Yeah, I think we just hop 2 rolls on this.
No way.
Oh, you can't. So 1 roll, and then we just wait for the secondary roll. Yeah. So we're gonna start off like this, guys. All right. Let's get in there. Cast builds are amazing, says Devontae. We're about to see, guys. Since we're doing a cast build.
Ready, Malphon? I've returned.
Beyond your reckoning. I need 1 more Titan's blood and I can unlock the Zeus one. I already have this one, but I'd have to upgrade it more. D took all my damn things. She bought all of these. But nonetheless, I bought Ares. That's all I care about. Alright, so let's up the heat, guys.
That's as far as it goes. Maximum punishment.
Yeah, let's hit this. Yo, this thing, extreme measures, had me freaking out. Most armor foes have perks. Many boss contains +1 armor foe. Yeah, we're not doing that. Does that count for enemies as well, though? Because that seems like just a bonus, though. All right, let's just start off with 17. I don't remember if there's anything else that I necessarily cared about taking too much. Oh, I forgot to change my trinket. We'll try this beginning. Ooh, the hammer. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're in there. We're in there. I thought I was gonna reset. And I thought wrong. Yeah, we should have showed that trap. We should have chose that trap one. Poseidon? Yeah, let's go Poseidon. Let's go Poseidon.
Let's fight.
Ouch.
More to fight.
Oh, it didn't come out. Jesus. We waking up, guys. It's okay. I'm giving them a gift, right? We waking up. So I really do like him on cast. Let's see what Poseidon does for duo boons. So Poseidon, let's look at his duo boons. So let's just go to him and look at his duo boons. All right, duo. So any palms of power you find are more effective. So from palms you get +1. That's pretty cool. Sweet nectar. I think I remember having that before. Ares is your cast is a pulse that deals damage to foes around you. Huh. Huh. Artemis, your cast fires a second projectile through, though it has reduced damage. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Here with Athena, you cannot be stunned and resist some damage from bosses. Okay, interesting. Here is with Detmer, your cast moves slowly, piercing foes and firing shards around it. That's interesting. A bunch of cast stuff. And then this one here is just in general. You need any of Poseidon's things. You knock away the foe. Anytime you knock them away, it causes the foe to get struck by lightning. Oh, this is a duo as well. I just skipped this one. Any boons you find have superior effects. Minimum boon rarity is epic? Oh, yeah, I'm picking Bloodshot, guys.
Cheers, Uncle.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah. Oh. I've already given her one. Good. What's the one? Which one do I have to pick for Artemis to exist? For Artemis, you need her aid, her deadly flourish, deadly strike, or true shot. Flourish, deadly strike, and her aid are here. I like her aid best out of all of them, though. So I'm probably gonna choose her aid. Or no, I'm gonna choose it. Palm of power. Delicious.
Got some zest.
Oh, I didn't know that was over there. I don't have enough money for sharing. I don't have enough money. Hey, he said, "Doop, doop." Ooh, let's see. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see. Ouch.
Not now.
Oh, there it is. I was like, I know I see two in him. Why am I not able to shoot? Ouch. Ouch. All right, cool.
That's what you get.
Refresh on a Death Defiance. All right, let's see what we got. I accept this message. This is not a duo, so I'm gonna re-roll. Your boons with knockaway effects deal damage Deal bonus damage to bosses. You deal more damage when slamming foes into barriers. Your attacks. All right. Yeah, let's roll
How
again,
about a
boys.
different set of choices then?
Dang. 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 We should have stuck with the last one, boys.
Fates aren't having it. Can't
Fate's
change
on
that
having
one.
it. Fate's on having it. I guess we'll take the title dash. Take the title dash, boys. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Stay dead.
Got him. HP. Earn monies. Don't be afraid about all my monies. I still love to eat tacos, honey. Alright, alright. We making it, we making it, we making it. Oops, shot it the wrong way. Yeah. Oh no. Got him. A palm of power. I don't have Athena. This is not the Witcher Circle, guys, but... Ooh. Yeah, that's right. Come on.
Multiple foes sighted.
Hit me. I wanted to take that because I was at 3, guys. And we wanted to reset back to 38. The power of the gods. We're going to keep pumping this, even though I did say I want to concentrate on a cast focus build. I think I'm just... Yeah, because I've already pumped this once anyway, right?
What's in the world this time?
For 6 encounters, gain an additional cast. Yeah, that's litty. We're not going to do it. Palm of power.
Something's off. I have returned.
What up, Thanos?
Let's get this done.
Thanatos. I said Thanos.
Excluding me, I hope.
Oh, Jesus. I think I can actually step in that pretty fairly. Oh, ouch. You got dudes with shields, dude. I've won this, bro. That extra life back. Ouch. Thanos. Or Thanatos. Jesus Christ. Almost got me killed. Yeah, let me keep pumping this, huh? Money. All we need is money. Yeah. Money. Sharing shop. Good 290. We can buy a palm of power if it was here. Dionysus. I wonder how it exactly works.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Inflict some hangover. Okay, so fountains don't heal you, but they give you bonus damage. Yeah, we're just gonna take the hangover strike.
That's good.
Let's get our fish on. Animal Crossing, boys. Animal Crossing. We in there. We in there.
But this victory.
Keep getting these basic fish. What up, Meg?
I know that
I'm sure you.
he has domain.
Ouch. Ouch. Shot. Shot, 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 shot.
Got you.
Darkness heals me. Heal.
It seems the Fury
Did I choose that bone?
failed to do her job.
Am I crazy? Oh! I'm crazy, guys.
My keepsakes.
I'm crazy, guys. Let's just go with where is it? This just deal extra damage because I'm at a certain health or lower.
All set.
My cast and stuff have stuff on it.
Let's think about this.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of that. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Closer to the
Let's
surface.
keep it moving. Closer to the surface. Boing. I want cluster bomb.
Asphodel.
Yeah, you can trigger it on your own. This is about to be hard, guys. I'm telling you, like, literally. I just not noticed. I turned it up to 100%. What the hell is wrong with me? I knew I felt like I had.
Not now. Skull crushes.
Ouch, ouch. I was like, I don't know how I feel about fountains not being able to heal me. Little did I know. I had set that up from the beginning of the game. What just hit me? What hit me for that much? Cool.
Gods grant me strength.
Palm of power.
Zesty.
I'm gonna choose Artemis because I'm trying to get this
yet.
duo boon.
All
We're
aboard.
trying to get this duo boon still. Is that what we're trying to get? Okay. Ouch, death defied.
No, you don't.
Ouch, I didn't mean to stand there and take that. Got him.
That was close.
That was close. In the name of Hades, any damage you deal can be critical. 4% critical chance. After you deal a critical, nearby enemies get marked. For 6 seconds, victims have a higher chance of taking critical damage. What is the chance? The higher chance. The critical effects deal even more damage. What is the chance? Because if it doesn't outweigh me choosing the straight raw 4% critical, like, is the higher chance 100%? Let's see if we can see on the wiki. Let's see. Let's look at Artemis. Let's see if people know. Bonus crit chance is 30%. What? Oh, yeah, that is higher. That's technically a higher chance. Yeah, sure. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough Monties. Oh, nice.
Clear for now.
Literally, the game told me to pick the. Man, I'm so sad. Oh, let's trigger this. Cool. We triggered that on purpose because no reason not to. Oh, and of course we get Witch's Circle. Ouch. Oh. Oh. Cool.
Let's do this again sometime, all right?
What's up, Detmer? Call? Nah. Whenever you cast, foes around you get inflicted by chill. I think I'm picking this one. Restore 0 right now. All right, let's get it. This is working out very well. very, very well. This is good. I like this. What's up? Sing it, girl.
You're just in time, Your Royal Majesty.
You're just in time, Your Royal Majesty. So up 2 random boons of yours. Up to 2 are upgraded to the next rarity. A underworld delicacy. Up to random 4 boons get +1 level. I think that's a rare and a fragrant beverage. The next 3 boons you find have an upgraded rarity. Yeah, I like this one.
Ooh, that's good.
I love that song.
Take it easy.
She be singing, boy. No. Enemies, hello?
Good. Come on in.
Ouch. Dash into that.
Loaded up. Come on out.
That man be tossing fastballs, yo. Get homeboy out of here. That is damage. No, it didn't. Yeah. Packing the mail is gone. She like I smell cologne. Yeah.
Message for you. Alrighty then.
Do what I want. Good. After you dash. Oh no, yeah, I don't care about that. Move faster. Oh yeah. Foes drop those stuck in them faster. Yeah. Let me
Faster than ever.
we wanted to hit that heal real quick, guys. We have enough money for Chiron shop. Yeah, I'm gonna choose Chiron shop. Chiron shop. I don't know why I sung it like that. Shop. Let's go. There.
Just a crustacean.
A crustacean. Crustacean.